Hey everybody, Tom Britt coming to you live from Top Golf in Fishers, Indiana. And we're tentatively calling this the Town Post Roadshow. And I'm joined today with, of course, the mayor of the great city of Fishers, Mr. Scott Fadness, a usual suspect on our monthly shows. Thank you for coming out. Also, we're joined this month for the first time by our cast of characters with the Three Stooges. I make a triad of that. Mr. Chris Schulhof, realtor here in Fishers, Indiana, and also Rob Delaby.
Routinely keeping the city of Fishers PD busy.
Keeping the PD busy, yeah. So Rob Delaby's with Oasis Outdoor Landscaping, and he also owns a pool company too. He owns a bunch of stuff here locally.
Right, and farming business.
Farming business. He also sells chickens on the side, so he got ran out because of zoning conflicts. Right. But yeah, thank you for coming back.
We're going to talk about the state of the city address.
Yeah, right.
So state of the city address. So you're going to just
I'm going to stand up and do a mock state of the city address right here. He's going to try to hit me. Yeah. No, you're right, though. It's a timely conversation. So third Wednesday in March, I think it is, we have our state of the city address. And this year, if everything falls into place, I think it's going to be a really, really exciting rollout of a pretty bold vision for 2018, 2019. I mean, we're putting the pedal down, and we've got some really big ideas that are going to, I think, really hopefully excite a lot of people about just the future of our city.
Like it hasn't been pedaled down since you came in office anyway.
Yeah.
But you know, we're here at kind of one of the signature things that happened last year, Top Golf. Across the street, you've got IKEA, Portillo's. But yesterday, a press release was released by Ashley about the IoT initiative, this Internet of Things. So for the dummies in the crowd,
I read about that this morning. It's amazing.
So tell people what IoT means.
Yeah.
What is that?
At its base level, it's taking everyday objects that you're used to and applying the internet to it. So at the simplest level, you can think about like a crock pot. If you had an app on your phone where you could turn the crock pot on and off, that's applying the internet to a thing, right?
Right.
The more complex idea is the cars driving along 69 in the near future will be able to drive themselves. If they're not able to drive themselves quite yet, what they will be able to do is tell you you're veering off the road one way or another, alert you to that, and say, hey, there's a Starbucks up the road. Would you like a cup of coffee? You hit a button and say yes. Starbucks will pre-order your coffee because they already know what you want. And when you get there, you just grab your coffee. They already have your payment information, and you're on the road again.
Right.
All of that is Internet of Things. And so what we want to do is connect the things that Indiana does well, like making things, moving things, growing things, to this new economy, which is big data, big technology, all that type of stuff. And I'm sure Rob sees it in his industry and just how technology is transforming things.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. As a small business owner in Fishers, I couldn't be more excited with what you and your staff have done. I mean, so many things coming to this marketplace, bringing in homeowners, home development. I mean, as a small business owner, it's just an amazing time to be in Fishers. So, and I think, Chris, you probably agree.
Absolutely. The tough part is finding houses to sell.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it shortage still?
We're down
inventory.
Inventory
to
low?
292 homes on the market today. We've got 400 pending.
So in all of Fishers?
292 homes.
That's incredible.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
What's the toughest market, right, in terms of price point?
Toughest market for a buyer is going to be anything under 200,000 because, but before the sign goes in the yard, the house is sold, and that's the biggest frustration I think for a lot of folks.
Wow.
If you're above $1 million, you know there were 3 homes sold in the last 6 months over $1 million. I actually sold one of them, which I'm proud of. But only 3 of them over the $1 million mark sold.
So you're selling houses in Fishers. And, you know, Rob, you've been out here for a long time doing a lot of work, and a lot of these new homes are hiring you to do pools and landscaping. But what's driving people to Fishers from a home perspective? What are they looking for? Are they looking for parks? What's the big draw to Fishers versus Carmel or Lawrence or somewhere else?
I don't think you could pin that on one thing. There's so many things. But
lots of things, but we've got the yard opening up across the street. We've got all kinds of things going on that it makes it a fun place to live.
So when you have somebody in the car and you're showing them around Fishers, what do you talk about?
Talk about all the different things they can do, from the amphitheater during the summer to the new Geist Park. And actually, Scott, how about an update on that?
What's going on with that? Do we own the property yet?
We don't own the property yet. We're going through the condemnation process. So the judge is assigning a value that he thinks is appropriate to the land. Once he does that, if the city says, yep, we'll go ahead and pay that, then we would move forward with ownership of the property, and we would still have the opportunity, both sides would have the opportunity to contest one way or another in the courts. But we are still moving forward and trying to get that under control. And every time I drive over the Oleo Bridge, it reaffirms that is something that needs to be a park. I mean, when you go over there, you're like, this is something for the ages, for our community, for all residents to have an opportunity. And we're excited about it. Council's still committed to it. I'm committed to it. We just got to work through the court process.
Is that still going to be done, do you think, by May or June this summer?
I think so. I'm confident. I hope that we have the acquisition. It's under our control by summer. I think that could happen. Now, design and development of the park might fall a little behind that, but we'll at least own the land and know that it's not going to be developed or anything like that in the future.
Well, and when you talk about parks, I mean, that whole park thing goes beyond just the parks. It's also roundabouts.
Yeah.
Now, I drove through Carmel the other day, and I saw their, I don't know, I call them like Chuck E. Cheese sculptures. I mean, it's kind of...
Okay, I'm going to punt this one because I'm not going to talk about Carmel, but Rob,
talk about the roundabouts, Rob.
I'm just concerned. Am I still going to be able to duck hunt on the north end of the reservoir if this park goes in?
No, we're going to ban you from that.
So then I'm not in favor.
We're going to shoot back.
So I'm not in favor of the park.
You're one of the guys out there waking us up at 6 a.m. on Saturday morning.
Well, we certainly don't have as many roundabouts as Carmel here in Fishers.
But talk about because you just did some landscaping on some of the roundabouts in Fishers.
Yeah, you know what I love about the roundabout theme in Fishers is that we try to draw out the architecture or the style of what that area of the city is, where it might be at 106th and Cumberland Road or at 141st and Cumberland. In Geist, we try to go with more natural materials at 106th and Geist Road to kind of pull out the architecture, the environment, so everything kind of ties in. So, they're fun to do. So
it's funny because that intersection you just did, 106th and Geist Road, that roundabout. So you remember before they put the roundabout in, right before they put it in, somebody launched their car off the road and hit that big masthead sign.
Right.
And I think the city of Fishers was purchasing that property from the HOA, because I was on the board of Geist Harbors when that happened. So we're negotiating this price and stuff, and we finally come to a good price, and then some drunk lady launches herself, knocks the sign over. The insurance company paid us for the sign.
Yeah.
And the deal had already been done with the Fishers. So we got paid twice on it. Cha-ching, baby.
There's a reason I put those big boulders there, Tom.
Well, you look good in a wig, by the way. But no, that whole vision of the parks, it comes down to roundabouts. I mean, I would take those Geist roundabouts, I take those up against national monuments. Those things look amazing. And while we don't have a viewpoint at those where you can stop and take a picture with them is beyond me. But it all comes from that vision you kind of set out when you first got in office. You wanted this place not only to be economically sound and have vibrancy and all those other keywords you use that we drink to every time you say them, like vibrant city, but you also wanted it to look cool. It has to look good and aesthetically cool. Is it living up to what you thought?
It's getting there. I don't think I wouldn't declare victory on the battleship, so to speak, but we're making significant progress towards getting there. Yeah, right, exactly.
Little George Bush slam.
But I mean, I think to Chris's point, when we're trying to attract people to live here, it used to be you could just say, look, you're close enough to Indianapolis that you can tolerate the commute. You got good schools, low taxes. Here's your home. Shut up and live there. Suburbs need to be so much more than that now. You have to sell them on an experience, and that's really what we're after, is trying to create this experience. And I still think the schools are a huge driver for our homes, and I think at State of the City, we're really going to touch on how we make sure that our schools have the same dynamic and bold vision for the future that our city does. And I think that'll be an exciting kind of different take on State of the City than what we've seen in the past.
So you got the Spark Fisher stuff going on. You've got all the schools are actually working really close now with the city and starting to place kids into real companies and give them experiences they never had before. It's an exciting time to be in Fishers. I think we'd all have to agree with that. And I think at this point, I want to call it off. I want to have some lunch at Top Golf. We're going to hit some balls.
Well, real quick, can we lengthen the driveway or the drive-through at the Starbucks here at 69? Because I can never get in there and get a quick cup of coffee. Can we put that on the agenda?
I'm sure.
Yeah,
we put that on the docket.
We've got that.
Yeah,
get off the
it's
phone
on
and
the
call
docket.
Peth and we'll get.
So let's
hit
hit
your Delaby lane there.
There you go.
Let's hit some balls,
Okay.
and let's all throw in $20. And the winner will donate the $80 to their favorite charity. Rob, who do you want to give your money to if you win today?
I'd love to give mine to Twisted Pink. They're a Stage 4 Metastatic Breast Cancer Foundation based out of Louisville, Kentucky. So.
Mine would be Riley Children's Hospital.
Riley Children's.
I'm going to go with the theme of the conversation, HSC Foundation.
That's actually a good call. I'm going to donate mine to Vines for Life. It's our wine tasting event.
Yeah.
It's coming up on May 11th at Daniel's Vineyards this year. So we're actually scaling up. It's going to be a little bigger event this year. So there's 3 local cancer charities all that money goes to. And the beauty of it is, soft plug for these guys, all 3 charities are local to Geist, and none of them have paid staff at all. It's all volunteer driven, all 3 of them.
And
so
I'm going to up that game, and whoever wins, I'm going to up that game, and whoever wins, I'm going to write a check for $1,000 from Oasis Outdoor Living to the
so
charity.
now we're paying for $1,080.
Right.
Are you going to take the 80 off the 20, or you're?
I don't know. I might send an invoice to the city for it. We'll figure
Okay,
that
so
out.
there you have it. So Oasis Outdoor is going to
Oasis
donate
Outdoor will contribute $1,000 to that charity.
and $60 to your favorite charity. So we're going to play some golf. If you guys want to come out and join us here at Top Golf, come on out and join us. Say hi, and we're going to hit some balls. Are we going to go live with the hitting balls?
Oh, are we really?
We're gonna
this
hit balls.
is gonna be,
So we don't need the
really
microphone anymore.
All right.
You're already up, I think.
What target are we going? What are we playing here? What game?
Whatever game you're playing.
Long ball? I'm out.
Actually, Schulhof, you're up first.
I'm not even in there.
You will be.
Yeah, but you brought your own clubs. Okay, all right.
Should we play like just 10 balls?
Yeah.
Let's play best of 10.
I need to find my lifetime membership card.
Are we doing farthest?
We're going to do the most points, not farthest.
All right.
Can we turn the heat back up?
Yeah, I just turned it on.
Let's just do one hit for this thing and then we'll go off the air.
Want to do one hit?
One hit for
One hit for $1,060.
Right. The guy that's closest to the center of the yellow target. How about that?
How about this one?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going for the yellow target.
All right.
This is for $1,060.
One shot.
One shot.
Closest to the center.
What's that? I'm the play-by-play guy. I'm the only guy mic'd up. So up first is Chris Schulhof, IndyPlace.com. What iron do you have there, Chris?
This will be a pitching wedge.
Pitching wedge to the yellow. And he overshot it.
Way too far.
He's way too far.
I need a putter.
So that's a goose egg for Schulhof. Delaby?
All right.
Rob Delaby with Oasis Outdoor Landscaping is now
All
up.
right. Bam.
He's all talk, new shoes.
Right.
Let's see if he could put one in the yellow. Now, he's got $1,000 riding on the line.
I do, if I get the ball to come out. You know, Sam Snead was a distant uncle of mine.
Sam Snead was a distant uncle.
We're having trouble here with the ball. Schulhof's out.
Put it on me. Yeah, just put me on the ball thing. So if you haven't been entered to Top Golf before, you just wave your wand, or club as we like to call them, over that little sensor there, and a ball spits out. The ball is chipped, so it knows who the ball's hit by, so wherever it lands. And though Rob Delaby shoots for the yellow, it may bounce in. It bounced, is in the yellow.
All right.
And he got a shot. 3 points.
Nice. 3 points.
Now Scott Fadness is up.
All right, let's do this.
What are you hitting with, a pitching wedge?
Sandwich.
Sand wedge.
Don't embarrass, I got the city watching.
He's got the whole city watching. No pressure. $1,060 on the line. If you get closest, it's going to go to HSC School Foundation, a great cause right here in HSC Schools, the pride of Fishers, Indiana. He's going to channel his inner Noonan. And I think he overshot it.
Connie Britt.
All right. Is that a wedge?
Sorry.
All right. So I'm going for $1,060. I'm going to go right off the mat. They said never use a club that shanked the last time with somebody else. I'll see if I can put one right in the middle and make Vines for Life happy. It's for $1,060. And it went right. So we got one winner. It's Rob Delaby. You win your own contest. So
Right.
so you're gonna. So come on out here, the 4 of us. We'll take one last bow before we go off the air.
Well done.
Well done.
Just don't fall off the net. There's not supposed to be one person past here, and there's not supposed to be any drinks here, by the way. But thank you guys for watching, and we'll put links to the 4 charities. You guys should donate to them anyway. And we'll give that $1,060. I'll give you my $20 on the way out.
There we go. Yeah,
We're good for it.
Right.
Or you get a tax abatement for the $1,000, right? All right. Thanks everybody for watching, guys. We'll see you next month. Watch out on our Facebook page for Fishers Magazine to see when and where we'll be. You guys are always welcome to join us in the Peanut Gallery. You have to buy though. Thank you.